Hey, my friends, it's Rich Lewis. I hope you're doing well today. Alrighty, here's the latest installment in my Did You Know teaching series. Today, I believe, is video number 6, and we are ending out the last part of a 4-part series on the 4 names of hell. There's a lot of 4s in there right now. And so we're going to look at part 4. This is covering the Greek word Gehenna. So buckle up for the ride, and let's see if we can learn some new things today. All right, so did you know that the word Gehenna was a word that is translated as hell in some of our English translations, and it was most often a word quoted by Jesus himself. So you'll find this word Gehenna. It is 12 times that it is referenced in the New Testament. One time it's referenced in the book of James, but the other 11 times Jesus is using this word Gehenna. So we need to understand if Jesus is talking about something a whole bunch, that perks my ears up. Okay, I want to know. This must be something really important. But the question is, what was he talking about, and what was he referencing, and why was he referencing it? Like, what is he trying to teach us through this? Because Jesus never missed an opportunity to teach. That's one of the things I love so much about him. So the word Gehenna is not actually what you would call a pure Greek word. It's what you call a transliteration. So it was a way in the Greek language of trying to describe a Hebrew name. So the way it works, the first part of Gehenna is a way of saying the Hebrew word Geh, which means valley, and Henna is a transliterated way of trying to say the name Hinnom. So Gehenna is what we call the Valley of Hinnom. Now you'll find the Valley of Hinnom. You'll find it referenced in the Old Testament in different places like Joshua and Jeremiah. Let me tell you about this place. It had a very, very bad history to it. So basically, what was going on during the Old Testament times. This is a literal place, okay, a valley on the south side of the city of Jerusalem, and it had a terrible history to it because what was going on at that time, the Israelites had become influenced by the Canaanite religion, and the Canaanite religion it had some really awful things that it was doing in that, and one of the things that they taught the Israelites, they influenced them with what's called Moloch or Molech worship. Now Molech, there's different descriptions of Molech, but basically the primary description is he's this bull god. Okay, he's got the body of a man and the head of a bull. And what they would do, what the Israelites were doing, they were taking their children, particularly their firstborn child, and they were sacrificing their kids to Molech, and they were doing it to appease Molech, so he would give blessing on the land and that kind of stuff. And so he's this fire god, this bull god, and they had this furnace that was shaped like this weird looking thing, the head of a bull and body of a man, and they would put their kids in the furnace and burn them alive, and it was horrible. And they were doing it in this valley. Well, King Josiah, this teenage king, he comes in and he's like, I'm knocking this junk out. And he comes in there and he destroys all the different altars that they're using to worship Molech. I mean, he just decimates that valley, and what ended up happening, because he destroyed it and everything, he tore down all the altars and all that, they turned it into the city trash dump. Now, fast forward to Jesus' day, that's what it was. It was the local garbage dump. It stunk up in there. They had fires that they were constantly lighting. Some sources say the fires were endlessly on and on and on. They were going. Others don't really, they're kind of quiet about it. But they had these huge fires, and that's where they dumped all the trash. That's where they put dead carcasses of animals. Also, they would put dead bodies of people in there. Like if you were a Gentile, you got burned up in there. You didn't get a good Jewish burial. And also, if you were a Jew and you did really bad things, you didn't want to go to Gehenna. You didn't want to go to the Valley of Hinnom because you would not get a proper Jewish burial. And that was a big no-no within the Jewish religion. Like, no, we need a proper Jewish burial. Well, if you were a criminal, if you had done some bad things and been convicted of and all that, no, you're going in the trash dump over there. So every time Jesus is referencing, when he says the word Gehenna, which gets translated as hell, which it shouldn't be translated as that, what he's doing, he is referencing a literal place, the local dump. And he's like, if you don't change what you're doing, guys, you're going to end up not just being in this literal place over here, but there's also, I think he was alluding to a metaphysical, a supernatural version of Gehenna. Okay. Now, if you want to call it hell, call it hell. Okay. I still don't think that's the appropriate word for it. Let's call it what Jesus said. He called it Gehenna. He used the Valley of Hinnom reference right there. Everyone would have known exactly what he was talking about. They're like, oh yeah, just like in this earth life, I don't want to go to that place. Well, oh, if there's a supernatural version of that place behind it, well, I don't want to go there either. And Jesus is trying to show them, like, guys, you can avoid going there. Okay, I'm trying to show you how to live life now. I'm bringing the kingdom here to earth right now. Okay, this is how we think over there in heaven. I'm showing you how you can bring that to earth right now. Change your ways, change your thought patterns. This is embracing eternal life. This is what Jesus is talking about. Now, one more thing to say about this. So, Rich, I wonder what that place looks like today. Go Google it sometime. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. The Valley of Hinnom in modern day Israel, it's a park now, guys. It's been restored. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's got gardens. It's got green grass. People walk through there. They have picnics. Wow. If God can restore the Valley of Hinnom on earth and make it into something beautiful, I wonder what his purpose might be in the supernatural version of Gehenna. I wonder what beautiful things he could bring out of that, perhaps through the refiner's fire. I'll let you think about that for a little while. I appreciate you. I love you. Hope you have a great day. Until the last heart is won. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.